that doesn't work the second at the latest.
Right. I like the 25th. You're not messing with the 4th of July weekend.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, I'm gonna be gone on the second. I think my husband would have a problem with me staying in the hotel while he takes the kids to the zoo. To do some homework.
Right.
Well, the script is due on the 25th.
Right, but if we get the script done before then, and we could hand it in, and we can hand in the script, but then do the recording that day, and then it can be finalized in time for the 9th.
So basically, whatever is due on the 25th, maybe have it ready on the 18th, so we're ready to record on the 25th?
Yeah, I would personally prefer to have it ready by then.
Well, that means we're going to have to get Sarah to figure out.
I had some thoughts about that. I don't know if you guys are the same way, but I think about this project like literally all the time. Like if I have like a moment to myself to think about something, I'm thinking about like, ooh, how can I word this question? Or like, I honestly get too involved. I literally spend 1,000,000 hours per week thinking about this stupid class.
That is definitely not me.
One of the things I was thinking about was as the moderator, I could kind of fill in the blanks and then have her, because she's talking a lot about Malala in the thing that she came up with. So what I could do would be to start talking about like Muhammad and his first wife and how they wore the hijab and his wife Aisha. Like I can like name drop some important women in Islamic history and in Pakistani history, and then turn it to her and say, you know, I've mentioned some of the past, like who would you consider today to be an influential woman in Pakistan? Who's fighting for women's rights, or you know, whatever, and then she can say her spiel, and then that way she doesn't have to change hers. I can just tie the beginning of her question in with my introduction of the topic.
And you can a lead-in question like, I give her the first phrase of her sentence with answering your question, and she can go on. What were you going to say, Nora?
I think that's a good idea. So, Anna, if you can focus on getting your moderator script and the questions for each section, and put that on a Google Doc,
Mm-hmm.
and then
I'll have that done by like next Wednesday at the latest.
Okay. So then let's start filling in ours on that document. So I'll look at the question that Anna's going to ask me, and I'll put in my script the response that I'm going to do.
Right.
Once we have 2 or 3 of those in there, hopefully Sarah will get kind of the idea, because she can see that the moderator, you know, goes around and asks different questions, and then each person gives their answers. Right. So I think if we get that going, and you know, say please go to this link, look at how so and so or so and so have answered the moderator's question, and so go ahead and type in what you would say to answer that question, and hopefully that will get her kind of thinking about the question and how she would respond to it. So I think that will help if she sees a couple others.
Right. I can tell you, Norman actually was thinking a lot about the intro to your question. I can give you some ideas on what I was thinking of. So one of the people that I read a bunch of stuff written by, is this professor. I have no idea how to pronounce her name. Lale Bakhtai, I don't know. That sounded more Asian than Pakistani, by the way, like bok choy or something. All right. She stated the oppression does not come from Islam, but in laws made in many cases by Muslim men. So then I could say, Norman, as a man, how do you think Muslim men in Pakistan see women, and how does that affect how laws are created, or something along those lines? And just to give you a heads up, there's in I don't know if it's a chapter 2, verse 256 or whatever, how the Quran works, because I've never read it. But there's a statement that says there is no compulsion in religion, which talks about, which is inconsistent with how, like, say, for example, the Taliban is enforcing their, Islamic laws, something along those lines. So it's like, kind of where I was thinking I was going to head, just to give you a heads up.
Right.
Okay.
And if you don't like that, you can just say, nope, I don't want to answer that question. I'd rather answer this, and I can reword it. I'm totally cool with that.
Okay, or we can make suggestions on the Google Doc as to how we maybe it'd be easier for us to respond to this question or modify a little bit. So yeah, we can collaborate on that.
Absolutely.
And just FYI, you guys, in studying this and studying some other things, when you read the Quran, anything that comes later, like something in chapter 5, if something in chapter 5 contradicts something in chapter 2, the thing in chapter 5 takes precedence.
So it's like how people think Revelations is like the end of the Bible.
No, because Revelations really doesn't negate something in Isaiah. Whereas in the Quran, and this is something that...
it contradicts itself?
Yeah. See, here's what it is a lot of times Muslim, I'll call them Muslim apologists, the ones that want to say, well, there's nothing in the Quran about violence, or there's this or that, and they quote something in the Quran such as this: there's no compulsion in religion. You say, okay, well, if Muhammad wrote that in chapter 2, verse 56, there's no compulsion in religion, why would the prophet that succeeded Muhammad then go and compel tribes to either convert to Islam or be killed? That doesn't make sense. But when you see that Muhammad really kind of corrected himself in chapter 5, which says the infidel must be killed or whatever, the Muslim apologists only read the previous one that's all peaceful and loving and nice, but they don't acknowledge or they don't let people that maybe don't understand know that nice, lovey, peaceful verse has been negated by a violent verse that was written later on in the Quran.
Wow.
But anyway, just that's a little FYI.
It's just consistent with the inconsistency of Pakistan.
Okay, so let's wrap this up. I think everybody's good with what we've got so far. Let's shoot for, Annie, you're going to get the format for the moderator, and we're going to fill in our answers, and that document will evolve into our script that we'll turn in by the 25th. So let's give ourselves all kind of a soft deadline to have those scripts done by the 14th.
Okay.
That work?
Yep, I'm good with
2
that.
weeks?
2 weeks.
Okay.
That's plenty of time.
we don't need to meet next week. I can't meet next Tuesday anyway. I have a budget meeting.
I can't meet either, so that works for me.
Okay, so
I just don't want to, so no, I'm just kidding.
our next
See,
meeting
I'm
will
here
be
for
the
that.
our next meeting will be the 14th, and we'll just kind of just really roughly go over the scripts if anybody has any question or thinks we should modify things, and we can address it then. And who's doing the recording?
I think I was going to do the recording, so I will need to study up on that.
Yeah, if you could let us know, like, around the 14th, that meeting on the 14th, like, what the best software is to use, or what the best format, like, if you need MP4 recordings so that you can edit it all together. If you can kind of get us that information on the 14th, then between the 14th and the 25th, we can kind of practice doing our recordings.
Okay.
And then that way we can get them to you for editing, and I think we'll be good. So I'll say recording instructions.
It comes through so clear just in a meeting. I'm tempted to record it during a meeting, but maybe there's easier ways.
Yeah, I hear like little fuzzy background stuff, so I don't know if that's me or.
I hear it every now and then. Right now.
Yeah. What can I say? The Apple.
No, I agree that if we could somehow record our meeting, like maybe if you're not talking, mute yourself or something. You know, everybody do that when it's not their turn, just to limit the feedback. I think it would be the easiest way. And then we could just separate the audio from the video and done.
Okay.
There was a girl who did her topic presentation last week or the week before. She posted hers on YouTube. I forget what it was about. Maddie something or other.
Yeah,
and then her autoplay or her, you know, thing on YouTube on the side was like recorded meetings that she had uploaded onto YouTube from some math class she was taking. And I thought, huh, that would work. Just a thought.
I don't know if I'm the right person to do this, but I volunteered at the beginning, and it might take me 5 times longer than somebody else, but at least I'll learn. And I'm open for all your suggestions.
Okay, I thought maybe somebody had some experience editing audio clips.
Not me.
Nope, not me.
No, I was just willing to figure it out because I have a techie husband.
Okay, then
Right.
see what you can come up with in the next 2 weeks, and we'll iron that out on the 14th.
Okay.
Because that still gives us time. If you're like, you know, we can't figure it out, it gives us time to.
It gives a whole week and a half before the 25th when we want to put it together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
And even then, if we need more time, we can take more time. The 25th, we just need the script. So.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
what are we putting in this? Are we saying the 25th at 12 Mountain?
Yeah.
12 p.m. Mountain?
And we'll see if Whitney can do that too.
Right.
Wait,
Just so we can people can start getting that calendared.
Yeah. Plan around it.
Oh, our meeting. Okay. Sorry. That's 1 o'clock my time. No, 2 o'clock.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. I'll post a little synopsis and this meeting link and on the email. So.
Okay.
And Brother Huff, thank you for doing the bibliography so crisp and clear.
Oh, sure.
I was like copying and pasting and like changing the colors. I was like, this sucks. I don't want to do this. And I set it aside, and then you sent it like an hour and a half later. I was like, yes, I don't have to do it.
Yeah. Well, some of them, because if it doesn't
without
have an author,
authors.
I guess it's sorted by title or something. So I kind of get the idea that the instructor's not real super picky. So
He doesn't even care what format we use.
yeah, so I think we're good. I think it looked good, and I think it'll be fine. So
We did.
all right,
All right, ciao, friends.
see you guys in a couple of weeks.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.